the pink spot jig is a fly that I wanted to tie in this particular range of patterns to show you that Czech nymphs don't just have to mean grub style flies. They also tie a lot on jig style hooks, and that's really where that big movement of fishing with jig style flies has come from. So for this particular fly, very simply we start with the Partridge SUJ. I've got a fully milled tungsten bead on here in gold, and you'll notice that this one's slotted, unlike the previous, which was countersunk. And thread-wise, we're going to take our Nano Silk by Semperfli in black again, and begin our thread turns just behind the bead, laying a nice thread base down on the fly, and then we'll go in with our scissors and cut out the tag end there. And now I've got a red game hackle or a brown hackle, and I'm going to use this for the tail. I'm going to grab a pinch of 8 or 10 fibres, just ease those away from the feather and bind them together. Pop them against the shank of the hook, take your thread up, pinch it between thumb and forefinger, throw a loop, and then pull down. That will help secure those fibres on top of the hook and not let them spin round. You want them to be nicely positioned on top, and you're looking to have roughly the same length as the body for the tail. So that's all neatly in place, and then we'll add our rib material, which for this I've got copper wire. This is the Semperfli 2mm wire. We'll just break a section off of that, and to tie this in, what I'll do is I'll pop one tag actually inside the bead, which will help clamp it down and for me to put my thread in. As I wind it down, I keep it locked on the same side as the hook, so that could either be on your side or my side, but make sure it's not spinning round and rotating around the hook, because it's not so frustrating when tying with dubbing, but if you were doing a quill style of fly, or you wanted to keep the thickness of the fly down, then it can be frustrating to have lumps in the fly that rotate. Body-wise, this is just a simple hare's ear blend, a fair bit of underfur in there, keep it quite soft. Just in a natural, they call it natural brown, but as you'll probably know, natural brown comes up as grey. And a nice amount. I like a natural dubbing for this style of body, because every now and again you'll get the odd guard hair that sticks out, and we're just looking to build a subtle taper going forward slightly, just to keep the fly fully proportioned. Add in another small section. I'll probably add in a fraction more. And there we have it. And now I'm going to take my copper wire rib and go the same way as the dubbing. There's nice open turns, gradually opening a fraction until we get to our thread. A couple of turns in front, a few in front, behind and in front, and then to trim it out, hold the wire tight and just rotate it round to break it off, so you're not cutting with your scissors. Now we're going to add our hotspot. which is the Hareline ice dub in pink. I like this particular pink. The pink itself is quite soft, but then you've got the UV fleck through it, which is giving you that sort of ultraviolet-y, purpley bluish sheen to it, and a nice amount of that just and make sure, because we're tying with that black thread, just make sure that the black thread is not coming through too much. And then I'll take my red game or brown hen cape, find a suitable feather, and to do this you can bend a feather out and just rotate it round the shank, and you're looking for one that will give you roughly a body length in fibre, so you'll see roughly, if not just a little bit more. And we'll prepare the feather by stripping away these lower fibres, and then hold the feather against it, hold it flat so the back of the feather is showing to the fly, and then go over with your thread, wind down nice and tight, bend the stem back and bind that down as well. That just helps when you begin winding your hackle, it's not, fingers crossed, touch wood, doesn't pull out. We'll get our trusty hackle pliers and make sure that you've got a reasonable section of the feather, ease it forward, stroke some of those fibres back, and begin to rotate it around the hook, stroking the fibres back as you go, as you want them facing backwards. Round once, I like to go all the way around again until it's facing up, and then bring my thread through, pull everything back and lay down a few thread turns in front. Now you can go in with your scissors and just trim the feather out. Again, brush everything back, and I put a few more turns in, and then find our dubbing from before, that hare's ear that we used in the body, and take a small chunk. We're going to use this to build up that thorax area, just to tidy away the thread turns and finish off the fly there. That whip finish tool in behind the bead, second one for luck, and nip it out with the scissors. And there you have it, the proof that Czech style flies aren't just limited to buggy style flies. The pink spot, this is a great pattern for grayling and trout all the same, and one that's always in my box throughout the season.